Ooh, love is in the air. What is happening? Everyone, welcome to a special day. It's Valentine's Day. Okay, I'm not putting this video out on Valentine's Day, but it's like close, right? Anyways, to celebrate Valentine's Day, hopefully, first of all, happy Valentine's Day to you. Hopefully, you're either with someone you love, or you're with yourself and you love yourself, or you love your cat, you love your partner, you love the sky today. It doesn't matter. Just share your love. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful one. We're going to listen to the Valentine Suite. This is by Coliseum. This was released in 1969. So, this, obviously it fits the day. Like, it's just perfect, right? But specifically, I really want to shout out Mick Capewell. Mick, I'm speaking directly to you, okay? It's just me and you right here on the video. Mick, you have been asking for this song in particular for over a year now. I have the comments pulled up. It's literally been, it says 1 year ago since you initially recommended this song. And I know it's been a long time, but listen, we're here. We're here today to celebrate with a little Valentine Suite. So thank you for your patience. And I want to extend that to everyone. I literally get hundreds of suggestions, not only for just songs, but albums, like a day. And it's impossible for me to get to really even a manageable percentage of all of them. But I hope to, fulfill some decent wishes, fulfill some requests, fulfill some wishes, even if it's not the exact track or whatever that you want to listen to. Maybe I get close. Maybe I kind of get close. Anyways, let's do it. Coliseum. The Valentine Suite. It's instrumental, I see. Not knowing how accurate sometimes this is, there's probably going to be verses in there and a chorus or something, but I hope that you guys are having a wonderful one. Really, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your patience in general. Besides the love, just thank you for all the waiting. All the waiting. And I hope that you've enjoyed the journey to whatever we're waiting for, whatever that may be. But let's have a good time. Let's go ahead and listen to a little Colosseum with the Valentine Suite. I don't know why I said it like that. This is the Valentine Suite. You know that was way too much for me to take in on a first listen. You're kidding me. You know that was way too much. Way too much. But that was a jam. That was a huge jam. All right? A huge with a Y in the front, okay? Now, you already know what I'm going to say. There's one member in this group that doesn't have any bedside manners, and that is for sure Mr. Dave Greenslade. You know I love me some Dave Greenslade. And he slayed this track. Especially the first half, he is just absolutely dominating. And we hear him in several times during this track do that trick where I'm not really sure what exactly is going on. There must be some knobs that he's twisting and turning. But you hear the organ phasing in and out, and you get that really weird, lasery, technical sound. And then you get the sounds where it's just like warping and pitching up and changing up and down. You got some Greenslade magic sprinkled on this thing. The organ is absolutely killer in here. I have to mention, really, as well, Dick Hextall Smith on the saxophone. I really love the horn section. And I especially love, I think it's about halfway through, in which the music slows down and empties out for a bit. And the saxophone really adds a certain progressive noir kind of sound to this. It really feels like walking through a city in the rain at nighttime. And I love that feel that he brings specifically into the song with that saxophone. And I like the beginning. I like the motif that they brought back at the end. They reprised it. But I like that motif that they have going on with the organ and the saxophone. It's very, what's the word? There's an E word that I want to use, but I can't think of what it is. The saxophone is really, I don't know the word I want to use, but it's very climactic. It feels good, and it hits all the right notes. It's very inspiring the way that it hits. In the beginning of the track here, what I love is that they do establish that motif, but if you listen, each of the other band members gets a little spot around the motif. So for example, it's basically like this. It's like Dave Greenslade, organ, he gets a spot. Then they do the motif with the saxophone, right? Bum, 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 like that big moment. And then it goes back to another spot. You get James Litherland on the guitar. He gets a little spot. So it's a really cool way of kind of like introducing each of the members here in the band. You got the drums by John Hisman. He gets a drum solo later on. He just kind of goes. And what I like about this track also, I think I've been saying that a lot. What I like about this track, there isn't what I don't like about this track. It's all what I like about the track is that it also has a big jazzy and swing, big band kind of feel to it. Now, interesting enough, I said that this came out in 1969. This came out specifically November 7th, 1969. If I remember correctly, In the Court of the Crimson King also came out in 1969. When did that come out exactly? October 10th, In the Court of the Crimson King. 1 month later, this comes out. Almost exactly 1 month later, this comes out. 1969. A big year. A big year for bands doing something different. Can you imagine, like, obviously In the Court of the Crimson King is a very noteworthy and historical album, especially when it comes to prog. This came out 1 month later. Like something like this. There must have been some just huge explosion of creativity, the right amount of creativity, the right people at the right time with the right technology to push these musical boundaries. This was fantastic. There's a little moment right here I want to bring about. It was about 4:45 that I thought was pretty cool. Let me lower the volume so I don't blow anyone's ears out. There's that phaser kind of sound, right? Listen to that. The bends. And then organ starting on the left hand, that bass line again. And they break back into that jam. That's what I mean. Like this track has a lot of interesting facets. It goes through a lot of different genres and a lot of different feels. And I think that they're all pretty well connected overall. That's explosive. Here you go. Listen to that new beat. This is that progressive, neo-noir kind of feel. The harmonies. This is easily my favorite section in this track here. The dancing on the hi-hats, that just sounds like raindrops that are just falling into the puddles in the city below, reflecting and rippling the reflections of the sky as it, the skyscrapers reflecting. That's so good. They harmonize so well with the organ. That's beautiful. Soon you'll get the saxophone, I believe. There you go. Mm-hmm. This feels so Crimson-esque. 1 month later. This is so tasty. I could simmer on this for a long time. Now, I don't see anyone extra credited here, so I would imagine that's just the band doing all the vocals. That must be Greenslade himself and maybe Litherland, because I don't see anyone else credited, and they're the only two credited with vocals here on the album. But that's a great moment. Hold on, let me get to a moment here. Pass this up. You can't. Ooh, you can see it a little more staticky. You feel the intensity growing. You feel the flames rising just a little higher. And then they break into this. Organ once again takes the lead. But sax is not slacking. I would imagine some of the breath control on like some of those phrases from the saxophone. I would imagine, I don't know anything about blowing sax, but it sounds like it's hard. It sounds pretty difficult what he's doing there, just to maintain that kind of control. And the ending here, this is kind of where they really just fit into a jam. They just start going from here. Lots of ideas and lots of movements, and I think that it's from this band that Greenslade eventually left and, made his own band, Greenslade. Now, I'll admit, in this ending section here, I lost it. There's so much going on there, I can't even. I was lost in the sauce, as the kids say. Back it up a little bit to the beginning of the track. Isn't this a fun theme? I love this. In some ways, reminding me a little bit of The Icon from Todd Rundgren's Utopia, which we recently listened to. Vibraphone coming in. That adds a beautiful, spacey, and aged vibe to the song. And when I say aged, I mean like aged like a fine wine, like a steak, like your meat. And even looking at the album cover, I mean, I'm going to be honest, it's a very aged album cover in my opinion. It's very Space Track. Like, did I say Space Track? Space Trek. Like, I can see, put your faces on stun. It just feels very old school to me. And I think the music actually sounds right at the time, very fitting for the album cover. But at the same time, maybe it's just me, but I still feel like it's kind of like, it's aged right. Thank you so much for the recommendation. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate the patience of every single person that's watching this moment right now where you can hear me appreciating your patience. Let me know what you guys thought of the track. I hope, again, that you're having a wonderful Valentine's Day. Like I said, I know it's not Valentine's Day today, but I think that long songs like this are better to be put out on the weekend, and Valentine's Day isn't quite the weekend. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy it. Go out. Take some time for yourself. Take some time out for your loved ones. Take some time out for the cat, the dog, the trees, the sun, nature, all of it. Follow me on Twitter if you're interested. Support the channel on Patreon if you're interested. But otherwise, I hope you have an enjoyable rest of your day. Come back tomorrow. I'll be here. Will you? Hope so. Bye, guys.